Welcome to the writer's life, a place where we get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, and where you get the truth about the writer's life. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button. And hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on one single exciting rockin' video. In all fairness, I tried to make this video yesterday, but I effed it up because I erased it by mistake. And I just didn't have time to do another one. So there you go. And it's in keeping with the traditional versus indie versus traditional thing anyway. But first, a public service announcement. I guess it's now possible for the traditional side, for traditionally published authors to advertise their books on Amazon. I'm a little skeptical about that because, I would maybe attempt, I'll look at it for sure. But when you're only earning a fraction back in royalties, does it pay to actually put out the money to advertise? I don't know. To me, the ROI would be really low. But I'll look into it and I'll report back to you. And just one more thing about that. I think the publisher should bear the responsibility of that, personally. If they want the book to sell, then they should do the advertising, I think. That's just me, though. All right, so speaking of which, books as fruit, or more aptly put, books as spoiled fruit. And this concept is not, I didn't invent it. Like everything else I steal. I did not invent, this is the brainchild of Dean Wesley Smith, who I often quote on this channel. He explains the truth about books in bookstores, especially thrillers and paperback thrillers and, the mid-list author thrillers that you see. Books, when people ask me, oh, can I get all your books in the bookstores? The answer is yeah and no. And that's because, especially when I have a book come out in hardcover, and I've had at least a few hardcovers in the past few years, and one coming in June, I think. They will stay, unless it's like a runaway success, like the Remains was, or The Innocent, some years back. Unless it's a runaway success, the bookstores are what remains of them. The bookstores are going to keep your book on the shelf for maybe 6 weeks, and then they pull it and send all the extra copies back for a refund. And your book is considered, therefore, like the spoiled fruit in the produce section in your local Mega Mart. So they chuck it out. And therefore, you're not in the bookstore anymore. You'll be able to go online and get the book in all formats. But other than that, no. So that's why, even though my books are in libraries and at bookstores and whatever, I rely 90% on online sales. And I have for the past 10 or 12 years. So since the indie thing started. Are any of my indie books in bookstores? I don't think so. It's possible you could run into something, but I doubt it. You might walk in a used bookstore and see some of my paperbacks from the indie side of things, but I've never found one. Again, that's just you rely on the online sales for all that stuff. So again, it's what you want. If you really want to be in bookstores and in libraries, then you got to go the traditional route. But just bear in mind, your books are only going to be in the bookstores for a few weeks, and then it's toast. And you'll have no control over it. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, I have to keep this short because I have radio again in Chicago in about an hour. And I still got some other things I got to do beforehand because this program with Marcia Casper Cook runs about an hour. It'll be me and Dick Belsky, and it should be an interesting radio program. We'll be talking all things writing and just silly stuff or whatever. So try to catch that if you can. All right, or catch the repeat, whatever. I'll put a link in. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao, ciao for now.